So I done something really sad the other day and I searched for keywords on YouTube that I thought I might be ranking for. I feel like that's like the equivalent of like Googling your name. But anyway, I did that and I was ranking first in YouTube search. And I should flag that this was like 3.5 weeks ago when I had under 1,000 subs. At the time of filming right now, I have 5,500 subs. So I've gone up thousands and thousands of subs in the space of like 3-4 weeks. And that is because I had this video rank in YouTube search and it drove so much engagement and views for me and I gained so many subscribers from it. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can rank in search and how you can experience the same mad growth as me. So let's get to it. So, by the way, my name's Jade. I realise I've not actually introduced myself, but I'm going to get straight to the tips. So, I'm going to be breaking down all the different tips and strategies that I use to rank first in YouTube. So, the first one I'm going to talk to you about is actually like a really unknown one. At least it was for me. Like, I didn't know about this until like a month ago. So, what it basically involves is being really strategic with your naming of the video file for your YouTube uploads. That's right, guys, we're taking it way back. We're not even talking about what you need to do when you actually upload the video. We're talking about what you need to do when you save it. Like, this is going back a whole nother step. Basically, the reason why this might help you rank higher in YouTube search is because how YouTube actually figures out where to rank you on their algorithm is by sending out a bunch of weird, confusing bots into the world, which scours and analyzes your content to figure out what it's about and where it should be ranking, right? So during the process of these weird bots doing that, I don't know why I'm even calling them weird, it's just the idea of them seems really weird to me. But during the process of these bots doing that, they're gonna look at every single part of your content. And that includes the name of your video file. Mind blown. So in terms of practical terms and what you're supposed to do with that weird piece of information, if you are about to upload a video on what you eat in a day, you need your video file to be called What I Eat in a Day. Or even better, if you're about to upload a video on what you eat in a day and you've done keyword research on what you should be calling that video, then you should be using those keywords or at least one of those keywords in the file name for your video. Because that is what the bot is going to look at and that is what's going to help you rank higher in search. Okay, so let's move on from that weird tip to one which you've probably heard before, but maybe not in this context. And that is your video topic. So obviously we all know the importance of picking a video topic. It's pretty obvious. But what I don't think a lot of people realize is that there's different ways and techniques that you can go about picking a video topic, which is going to really help you rank in search. So what I was doing when I first started my YouTube channel was I was coming up with video topics myself, and then I was going on YouTube to see if people made videos about those topics and if they'd done well. So if this is the process that you're doing, I hate to tell you, but it's not the best way, because what you end up doing is falling into a bit of a trap, because you might think, okay, I'm going to make a video about the best plants to have in a flat. I've just thought of that because I've looked around and we have loads of plants and we live in a flat. So you might be thinking, I'm going to do a video on the best plants to have inside a flat, and you're going to go to YouTube and you're going to type in that title and you're going to see a YouTuber pop up who has 4.8 million views on their exact same video, and you're going to think, oh yeah, I've hit the jackpot, this is a great topic, loads of people's going to watch it. What you don't realize is that YouTuber might have 7 million subscribers. So whilst it's super impressive that that video got 4.8 million views, the fact that they have 7 million subscribers probably played a part in them receiving so many views on that video. Sometimes you'll find that YouTubers who are really, really big can kind of talk about what they want. As long as it's decent, valuable content, people will still watch it. Whereas small YouTubers like us, I'm assuming you're a small YouTuber if you're watching this, but small YouTubers like us, we don't have that luxury, unfortunately. We need to be purposely creating videos about topics that we know are trending and that which will rank well in search. So how I do that is I use a lovely little tool called TubeBuddy. I'm sure you've heard of it before, but if you haven't heard of it or you've not made the plunge to actually download it, then I 100% recommend you do. The link is in my description. I swear to you that this is by far the most useful tool that I have used throughout my YouTube journey. And basically how I use this when it comes to finding a good video topic is I will still think of an idea of something that I want to talk about. I won't have it so specific and set, but I'll have a rough idea. I'll go onto YouTube and I'll type it in, and then I'll use my little extension, my TubeBuddy will pop up on the right hand side, and I'll have a look at what the score is. They'll give you a score based on how many people are talking about it and how many people are searching it. So what the nice balance is that you want to get a lot of people searching it, but not many people talking about it, right? And TubeBuddy takes all the guesswork out of you and will just tell you straight up, this is how many people are talking about it. this is how many people are searching for it, this is our score for it, and if it's a good score, then you can rest assured that there's a pretty decent chance that that video will rank in search. And I always just make sure that I use this process when it comes to actually figuring out my video topic, rather than just only using TubeBuddy for keywords. And I'll come on to that in a minute, because there's some interesting stuff about keywords that you might not know about yet. But that's basically how I figure out what my video topic is. So you may have noticed that I just alluded to something in that previous tip, and that was keywords. I've learned some interesting stuff about keywords recently, which really shocked me. And basically, keywords, when you upload your video, don't really matter anymore. I know what you're thinking, like, what? Because that's what I thought. I was so confused. Basically, YouTube has changed their algorithm so that the keywords you include when you're uploading a video don't have any impact on where you rank in search. I'm still finding that quite hard to actually accept and believe. So if you disagree with me, then that's totally fine. But that's what it basically says now. So what that means for keywords is that their core purpose now is actually in categorizing your content. So by using good keywords, you are helping YouTube when they're trying to figure out where they're going to suggest your content. So that's also a huge way of gaining loads of views. That's a whole nother video, but that's what tags relate to more now, rather than you ranking in search. That doesn't mean that tags in general are obsolete. All it really means is now need to be incorporated in different parts of your YouTube video. So where they're now super important when it comes to ranking in search is in your title, which it always has been important, but now more than ever, you need to make sure that you're including keywords in your title. Try to include a couple if you can, and use those whole 100 characters, that they're there to be used, right? And then the other place where they're really needed is in your description. And I've kind of picked up habits along the way, which has allowed me to put even more tags in my description than I used to. So now the process that I use, and feel free to steal it, is I start my video description by saying something really impactful, what's going to capture someone's attention. I do this because when you're searching for videos, it's the first sentence or so that people see on the search page on YouTube. So it's important that that sentence makes sense and captures their attention. After that sentence, that is when I just start loading in the tags. So I will make it so that it formulates an actual sentence and a paragraph, but sometimes it becomes a little bit repetitive because I'm literally loading it with as many relevant keywords as I possibly can. And I know what the relevant keywords are because of TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy has told me what the relevant keywords are. They've told me what the best keywords are to use, and I am loading those keywords up in the name of my video file, as we already discussed, in the title of my video, and in the description for my video. The last tip I'm going to give you for ranking in search, and it's one that I have only really just gotten better at because it's really hard to remember, is to talk about keywords in your video. Yeah. So do you remember when I said that Google have these really weird bots that just, you know, scour the internet and just look at all this different stuff? You know, and I was calling bots weird for some reason. Well, they also can figure out what you're talking about. So they will use their bots to check how often you are mentioning the keywords that you've put on your title in your video. The reason why they do this is because they want to check that your video is actually related to the title that you're using. So the more times you mention your keywords, the more sure Google's bots are going to be that your video is related to the title that you've put down, right? So once they think it's related and they think it's good quality, they're going to start pushing it up on search. So that's it for today's video. I hope you found this really useful. I will be doing a follow-up video where I talk about some of the other things which play into whether or not you'll be ranked on search, such as the quality of your video and your view through rate. If you found this video useful, then I recommend checking out this video. It's all about how I got to my first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.